Transaction Care, the podcast, coming soon. Make sure you are following me across all social media platforms. It's going to be a different take on real estate from my perspective, as well as other voices within the industry. Some you may not even expect, but it will all be related to real estate. Day in the life will be here on YouTube, but stay tuned for the Transaction Care podcast coming soon, December 5th. Save the date. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that so far continuously supports and watches and messages me and shows me so much love. I enjoy creating content for you all, and whatever questions you have that you want me to create videos for or have a podcast episode on, I'm more than open to doing that. So hit the comments up, and I just really wanted to come on here and say thank you. Send my gratitude and love for each and every one of you during this holiday season, whether you are at home, traveling, celebrating, not celebrating. I'm just sending much love and power and strength and confidence your way, because we are all worth it. Your time is worth it. Everything you're doing is on time. You are enough. And keep going. Just keep going. And, big things ahead in the new season. Podcast coming soon, as I mentioned. But for the most part, thank you again for all of your support, your continued support throughout this process. And just stay tuned. Day in the life of a TC with Lilly on YouTube, Transaction Care, the podcast. All of that is on the way. I appreciate you. Your time is worth it. Let's coordinate. I made so many mistakes my first year as an entrepreneur. I basically jumped in a pool of fire, if that even makes sense. But that's what my first year of entrepreneurship felt like, jumping into a pool of fire. I honestly had no idea what I was doing. I went from a 9-to-5 into the unknown real quick, and I have been figuring it out ever since. Can you relate? Looking back, what I wish I was more educated on was how to scale a business. I had more clients than one should be handling alone, and I didn't know how to ask for help. Knowing how to do the job of a TC is completely different from running a business as a TC. I was deeply programmed into the 9-to-5 lifestyle and way of thinking that it took me a long time to adjust to being responsible for everything. And I mean everything. New entrepreneurs, it's like being a baby, learning how to walk, but with no supervision. You either keep trying or just lay there and cry yourself to sleep. Yeah, there were a lot of tears. Boundaries, mental health, what are those? Money management, that was definitely an area I wish I had more education in, like investing in real estate, stocks. Now, yes, I work in real estate, but I don't know everything about it. And I'll get into that more later in this episode. And I think one of the bigger areas I wish I was more educated on was a transaction management program. Like I said, I had taken everything I knew from my 9-to-5 into this business and just threw it all on a table like puzzle pieces. And to this day, sometimes the pieces fit, sometimes they don't. Sometimes I'm able to finish a section. Other days, I can't make a single piece fit. And that brings me back to how to scale a business. My first year, I did great, considering I had no real background in entrepreneurship and business. I had an idea of it. I had done a lot of research, watched videos, read, listened to podcasts, but being in it is completely different from watching from the sidelines. Now, I wish I had the tools to realize that I was overwhelmed, that no one person should be managing this many transactions alone. And I had only prepared up until the point of starting my business. I didn't know what I was supposed to do next when I reached a certain number of files or when I reached my capacity, because 10 transactions could be a lot to one person, 100 transactions could be a little to another, right? And there was a point in my business when I was managing over 90 transactions in a single month. Not all of them were pending. Some were listings, some were in contract, others were, in the early stages of being ratified. And as much as I was excited and grateful and blown away that I could make this much money, I could manage all of these transactions on my own. It was a moment in time where I was so grateful that I had made that decision to take that leap of faith, to quit my job, to quit that 9 to 5 and just trust my intuition and my gut and just try this whole business thing out. But I wasn't prepared for the next phases of that choice. And looking back, I'm able to